I'm probably not going to be sleeping much. I wish my house looked like this. Hi guys, thank you so much for being here. Today's a very special day. I am starting a brand new project, my biggest project yet, and that is my 2025 illustrated calendar. First ever time doing this. It's a lot of work, but I'm so excited to do this. If we go back a bit, when I quit my 9-to-5 office job in the summer, one of my main goals was to have my own shop. And I've been setting up my Etsy shop for the past few months. So far I've made prints. I've probably got about 3 or 4 prints on my shop right now, but I want more. I want to diversify my shop products. I want to do badges, prints, and calendars. So it's November the 1st right now. I'm giving myself a week to create this whole calendar from scratch and launch it because Christmas is coming up, New Year's is coming up. I don't have a lot of time and I don't want to wait till next year. So I'm getting it done now. Super ambitious because it takes me one whole day to come up with an illustration, do the illustration, and complete it. So doing 12 illustrations in 7 days, I'm probably not going to be sleeping much. But I'm so excited. I'm so obsessive over it already. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be worth it. I'm going to take you from start to finish, coming up with ideas, how I illustrate it, getting it printed, making it, doing the packaging, and taking the product shots at the end. And a little sneak peek, I am going somewhere special for the product shots, so you're going to want to stick around for that. And I'm going to take you through the whole journey with me on how I just take a product from start to finish all the way. I really want to push myself with this calendar design. I've always loved surrealism. I've always loved crafting things with my hands. I've always been too shy and nervous to really go for it, do the weird illustrations and surrealism and things that are unusual. It's always things I've loved, but I've always felt too nervous to do it. And with the craft side of things, I've always loved making things with my hands, detailed, gorgeous things, but I've never really had the opportunity to do it. So this calendar is the perfect opportunity to bring those two things together and make something really, really special. I am just gonna go all out. So yeah, step number 1, ideas and illustrating. Let's go. It's design time. So before I illustrate, I'm going to design the actual layout of each calendar card. So the theme for this calendar is going to be strange old sayings. So when people always say, don't bite the hand that feeds you and love is blind. Well, each month is going to have an illustration that takes one of those sayings and translates it in the most surreal and gorgeous and strange way. Because I don't know about you guys, but growing up hearing those sayings, I always used to take them very literally. They always would confuse me. So I'm kind of using art here to really take that to the extreme. So this is the perfect template for me to now drop my illustrations into. So now I'm doing my happy dance because it's illustration time, getting comfortable, opening up Clip Studio Paint, which is my favorite. And I'm just starting off with planning what the quotes are going to be for each month. I've even kind of decided what the packaging is going to be at this point, and I'm also just deciding the style and the vibe that I want to go for. Now it's straight into sketching. Now my sketches are a bit messy, a bit goofy, but to me this is so clear. It's so clear what I'm trying to say with this sketch, but it's just a way for me to get my idea down as quick as possible before I forget. Then I like to start with basic colors, basic shapes, and then just layer on values on top of that. So I like to go with a mid-tone, make the shape, and then add on highlights and add on shadows and keep on adding values until, it's complete, and adding details. So on a whole, this process, doing a whole illustration will take me a day. So that's going through loads of different versions of sketches and then doing the final thing. This is an example of me doing lots of different sketches. Again, this sketch is so clear to me. I have the vision, but looking at it is probably unclear. So as you can see here, I like to start with the background. And then as I said earlier, kind of using that mid-tone to create the basic shape first. And then on top of that, building the highlights and the shadows, and then all the little extra details that make the rest of the scene at the end. This one is for the quote, fall 7 times, get up 8. And it's like a crow raven being shot down, but still flying up. So to keep track of all my illustrations, I have this master document, but it also helps me make sure that the style is consistent and they all look good together. And then the final thing to do is to make the cover for the calendar. I'm really going for this medieval handwritten kind of style. And I have this placeholder for a wax seal in the middle, but I will be deleting this before I print it because I'm actually doing a wax seal for real, which I will show you guys in a bit. So now that my 12 illustrations are finally complete, I printed them out here on A3 paper. And normally I would cut these by hand with a scalpel and it would take forever. But just yesterday I ordered a Dahl paper trimmer. And look how aggressively I'm like cutting the paper. The whole camera and table is shaking, lol. For some reason it's taken me so long to buy this. This has been life-changing, game-changing. It just cuts the time of me processing orders by like half easily. I don't know if it's like the autism or what, but I love being stuck in my own ways sometimes. Like the way I'll do things is just the way I do things, you know? I love to use the same materials. Like I've had the same pair of scissors, the same pens, the same, you know, like ruler for years and years. Even if it gets broken, even if it gets dirty, I just love it. But I'm trying to push myself more to like reinvest in, you know, my business, in myself, because it's beneficial. Like I'm saving so much time with this tool, and it wasn't even that expensive, and it's just worth it. Like if it makes my life easier, it's worth it. Now that all the month cards are cut in record timing, it's time to do the packaging. So I actually ordered a wax seal making kit just for this. It came with 9 different stamps, which is amazing. I chose this floral one because I just think it's so pretty, it's so organic. So I'm just making sure all the cards are in the right order before I seal them up, putting the cover card on it here and tying it all together tightly with a piece of twine, really leading into the kind of vintage, organic, medieval, crafty kind of vibe here. And now that everything's aligned, I'm ready to heat up these cute little yummy looking wax beads. I used 3 per wax seal. And I got this really gorgeous, like coppery red color. It just feels, again, very traditional. But you can get any color these days, like neons, gold, silver, any color. But I chose to go with this classic red. This was actually really surprising to do. I just watched a few tutorials on YouTube and yeah, I think it's kind of hard to mess up doing wax seals. Then once all the wax is heated up, it's super melty and kind of like melted chocolate. You just pour it straight on to where you want it. I like to, again, go for a bit of a messy look. I don't really like the perfect circle. And then while it's still hot, you just press the stamp in, leave it there, wait for it to cool down. And then once it's cooled down, you can just peel it off. And you get this gorgeous, gorgeous design. Like, oh, look at the definition. It's just so pretty. Super worth all that extra effort. So all of my orders for the calendar come with this little wooden easel. So it's just a perfect display for a desk calendar. And these are all the months. Look at them. They're my babies. I'm so proud of them. And now the final thing to do is to take some really special product shots in one of my favorite places in Manchester. You're gonna love it. In fact, let's go right now. He's gone. Hello, I've had to bust out the little personal mic because I'm in the John Rylands library. Even though this looks like a cathedral, this is not a cathedral. It's a library, it always has been. The architect was just cool like that, and they wanted like a neo-gothic style. It started being built in 1890. And it opened to the public in 1900, and it's just been a library ever since. I've been here in a YouTube video before, and I'm here a lot in my Instagram reels just because I love coming here. It's so unique, it's so different, it's just inspiring. Obviously, I'm here to take photos of my calendar in like a nice environment. I think it's really fun to take product shots that are fun and like kind of reflect the product or what it was inspired by. I just think it adds like a really considerate touch when you're promoting the product, or even just image shots on your shop, and how it kind of plays into the whole theming of everything. So of course I had to come here to take photos of this because it was super inspired by classic, medieval, traditional, Renaissance stuff. But I love it here. I wish my house looked like this. just being creative with the product from start to finish, and that includes like how you're taking photos to present it and show it to the world. I think that really matters. So this place was perfect. They have like stained glass windows, and it's gothic, and it's classic and medieval. Everything that's inspired this calendar, this place just fits it perfectly. So I'm going to go into the main bit over there and take some product shots. Yeah. So I'm here, even though it's a little bit awkward. That's just me.